Alright, YouTubers, welcome back. My name's Dave. Like it has been since, the day I was born, which is contested. My parents say I was born on one day, my birth certificate says another, so, I have 2 birthdays.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to...
So, that's great. Anyways, got my Harley hat on and my Longhorn Harley Davidson while I was in Texas shirt. And well, for the first time in a long time, I'm gonna get to work on a Harley, and I'm gonna work on my dearly beloved. And she sits over there in the corner, still covered up because it hasn't ran since last fall. So this should be interesting. So let's get into it. I mean, it's just sad. She's in a sad state right now. It's needed a battery. Finally got around to getting a new battery for it. I wanna, if you guys are, watching my videos, you can see I moved some stuff around. I had some time on my hands. Still not done yet, but I took my motorcycle lift that was here where the 4-wheeler is and moved it in there. And the reason behind that is well, because when I had it over here, I was always reaching for tools here, and then if I didn't have it, I have to walk over here. So I figured, why not just put the lift in here? So I moved my benches that were here to over there. So now if I'm working on my motorcycle that's here on the lift, my tools are right here with arm's reach. Now it is a little cramped. It's could be a little bit bigger, it'd be a little bit more comfortable, but there's enough space to walk on both sides. It's a good thing I'm not much tall. It's a good thing that I'm not very tall, because I'd be hitting my noggin on that stuff. And there is some stuff that I still need to move around, like light. I'm going to move over here a little bit so get some better light. And I have to situate some of this stuff over here. Pay no mind to the yard sale stuff over here. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move the road glide out, move my racer out, which, by the way, this thing, when I got it out of the corner over there, it was back in there all winter. When I got it out, it literally took 3 kicks for that thing to start. This thing is it's just a beast. It's awesome. I probably should do a new video on it for all the new subscribers that I have, which, by the way, I'm over 1,000. Thank you very much to everybody that has subscribed lately. If motorcycles aren't your thing, I'm sorry. If the old car is your thing and that's what you're waiting on, there's going to be a video on that pretty soon. If the motorcycles are your thing, well, they're here. And well, I probably should do a new video on this one so all the new subscribers can, knows the backstory behind this. It's pretty awesome. It's my other forever bike. And well, move that out, move this out, put a 4-wheeler out, obviously. Uncover and move out so I can put the new battery in it. And then the 4-wheeler is going to go over there, and you kind of get the drift. So let's actually get to moving some hardware, some stuff. For those of you that are new subscribers and haven't seen anything on this bike, I think I've only done 1 or 2 videos with this bike in it. This here is a 74 CB360 the bikes that I really love. And this is the bike that really got me into the old bikes. I bought this, it was Thanksgiving Day. I believe it was 2016 Thanksgiving Day, and I started, you know, to convert it into what it is. And this is like the third generation, I would say. I've tried to make it better each time that I've done something to it. It was originally supposed to be a cafe racer. It's kind of more of a brat style bike now. It's just more comfortable to ride. This big girl, she's for sale. Somebody wants to buy it. It's not technically for sale. I haven't listed it yet again, but if one of you guys want a low mile, this is a 2016 Road Glide Special. There's videos on it. Check it out. Now, I'm probably a little crazy for trying to sell that, but you know, because I ride it the most. It's the bike that I jump on to do whatever, back and forth to work. But yeah, I think it's time for that one to go, so the money can go into the old girl. At least that's the plan. It's just easier to push because, you know, you gotta work the choke to get it to, you know, it's just easier to leave it in neutral and push it around. It rolls pretty easy. I know that's what you're thinking. Oh, also, I sold the blue bike. The CB360 that I built over the winter. I knew it wasn't gonna last long. Dude came, started it, bounced around on it a couple times, revved it up a bunch. Was like, I was gonna try to knock you down on price, but I think you got it priced perfectly. And boy, let me tell you guys, folks, you know, I don't build and work on these bikes to get rich. I do it because I love it. I do it because I want the bikes to get back out in the community, and the guy seemed like he's gonna ride it. So, it's already sold. I think I got more dang motorcycle covers than I have motorcycles now. I should have some striptease music playing while I take this cover off, because, you know, it's that nice. But I don't, because oh, YouTube will give me a copyright infraction. So we'll just take the cover off, but just know that I'm playing the in my head, you know, where it belongs actually. It don't really belong. Ooh, how much dust is on this thing? Woo! Look at that. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't get much prettier than that. Look at that thing, man. Ooh-wee. I mean, dang, she's sexy. Boy, oh boy, and she's a little dirty.
That's what she said.
She needs to be cleaned up, but man, she looks good. I mean, you know, my dad had the same kind of taste. I mean, look, this is my dad's rig here, you know what I'm saying? We kind of have the same black, white, and chrome addiction. Black, white, and chrome. You know what they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Uh-huh. And how long have you thought that?
The whole time. I've thought that the whole time.
So let's get her pushed out of here, get the seat off from it, put the battery in, and hopefully it'll start. Now I did put Sta-Bil in the gas tank before the battery went dead and I didn't ride it anymore, so hopefully that worked. Oh boy, forward and backwards thing with it. Get it away from the wall. Don't hit anything. Don't scratch anything. You'll be fine. Alright, here we go. For those of you guys that don't know anything about Charleen, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit. It's been a couple years, really, since I went over Charleen. I think my video's gotten just a tidbit better, so it might be a little bit more interesting. Make sure to put air in the tires. Figured I'd pump the tires up before I bust the bead. That'd be just my luck. So yeah, she's a lot dirtier than I remember. It's all right though. I got some elbow grease. I'll give her the treatment. Not today, not in this video, but she'll get the treatment for sure. Alright, so the battery, it's a super start. It's an ETX20L. Now they're supposed to come charged, but I'm gonna go ahead and test it with my nifty little multimeter here. Put her on 12 volts. See what we get. What in the world does that come? Hopefully does that pop off? How does this work? Oh jeez. Oh, let's take it out of the box, I guess. Here. How in the world? Why would they do this to me?
One eternity later.
Oh, that just pops off. Oh, that just holds all your hardware. That's nifty. And what do we got? Oh, pow, pow. One says 12.6. 12.6 V's. Should be good to go. To get your seat off, I'm not sure if you need a screwdriver or not. Phillips cross tip. I think it's a flat tip actually, the original. I went ahead and put these little Harley Davidson bolts on mine. So mine's a 7/16. As you can see, it's got the little skull. Not typically my thing, put skulls, but that little teeny tiny thing there, it's okay. Now, if yours is a stock, you're not gonna have all these extra wires like I do. One of them is the pigtail, so you can charge your battery. The other one is for the air ride on this one. So you might have a pigtail on yours, you might not. Might be built in, I don't know. Mine's not, so I added it. So you should probably only have two leads, the red and the black. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You just connect them up and try not to make sparks. Let's put the wire stretcher on, stretch out these wires a little bit because they are close. It's close to reach. Thread on. Alright, you can hear some clicking, some bopping, some bebopping. And let's tighten her down. I did pull the oil stick. It's low. Probably from sitting. Hopefully all the oil is not down on the bottom end. And of course I tighten that up, so now I gotta loosen this up so I can properly put this cap over the red. Get down there. Get down there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't want sparks. So we always put the cap on the red if you got it. I got a whole oil change video, you know, the 3 holes. 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of people, they're all talking about AMSOIL this and AMSOIL that, or use Harley Davidson this, Harley Davidson that. I use Lucas. You can get it at O'Reilly's. It's good stuff. You got to make sure it's motorcycle oil. Works good. Drink up, little buddy. All right, let's give her a whirl. Too much in it. Seems as though I put probably half a quart too much in it. Just my luck. But I will say that it didn't ping and ting and go through like it did the last time that it came out of its winter slumber. Last time it was, you know, I made a lot of valve train noise. This time it didn't do that, which is good because that means all that stuff was still lubricated and not wearing itself out. So let's go over the bike real quick. I apologize for the guys that's been with me, you know, since day one, and you've already seen the bike. I don't really do a lot with the bike on the channel, even though I probably should because it is my pride and joy. But it is a 2013 Softail Deluxe. It means it's an FLSTN. I don't know what all those letters mean. Harley and their lettering systems, whatever. That's like a FLR, XS, LS, I don't know. But this is FLSTN. It's a 2013. What'd I do to it? Basically, everything that you see I've done to it. Bars, the chrome legs, the visors. I actually put newer deluxe emblems on the front fender, and the reason why I did that was because I wanted it to have a more old school 50s style look, and I think these block letters, that kind, looks better than the deluxe script that was on this this year. There's like a, you know, cursive script. For those of you that don't know what cursive is, you know, go back to school, learn cursive. Let's see, you know, grips, everything, basically grips, the cables, the mirrors, intake. I got a programmer on it, the fishtails, the tires, the rims, Fat 50 spokes, DNAs, the air ride system that is on it, that, you know, works over here. Make sure it pumps up. Hopefully I don't have a leak. Hopefully a mouse didn't get to it. That'd be kind of crappy. Oh, it's going up. There you go. Quick little demonstration of the air ride. It's actually saved this bike. The air ride, I did a poor man's lowering on it before I put the air ride on it, and it just rode like crap. I didn't ride it for a long time. I was riding just about every other bike that I had in the stable at the time. I didn't ride this because it just rode like crap. I also have the lowering in the front forks too, by the way, the progressive drop-ins. And with that, and then the poor man's lowering job where I adjusted the Softail springs underneath there, the hard to reach ones under there, it goes up under. It just rode terribly, and I didn't ride it, and I had to change that. So I went and bought the Legends Air Ride, and that's what's on it. You can see I've done some pretty up stuff, you know, wires, nice little cover. I haven't done anything with floorboards. I like that look. It's just, you know, fine. It's not terrible. I did change the shifter to just something simple and easy. And, you know, I put a bag on it. I did change these, which they fall down. It's kind of annoying, especially this one. Annoying, especially when you're backing up. You're walking it backwards, and you wear shorts when you ride like I do, and you burn your leg on that pipe there. She'll get you, and she'll get you every time. Ask me how I know. So back to the air ride. So since I put the air ride on, I've actually put a bunch of miles on it. I think I bought the bike with, I think it was 8,000 miles. I think now I have, well, I have almost 14, so not a lot of miles, but put some on it. And you got to think, some of this time I was in Saudi Arabia for a year, so I didn't get ridden then. And being as I have other bikes, it's, you know, it's not always first up, but it should be. But the air ride saved it. I was dragging pipes and everything else, and it's just nice. You know, I can lower it down when I get somewhere so it looks cool. And then when I'm out riding, I can pump it up, and I got the nice cushy suspension. It's also saved the pipes, because the pipes were just getting, you know, chewed up. Which leads me to my next thing. I think I'm gonna put some longer fishtails on this. Now I want to run this past you guys. What do you think? You think I should put some longer ones on it? I want to, you know, maybe kick it out a little further out to here. You know, give it some more attitude. Well, actually that would be the longitude. I just really like that look, that really long look. Before I couldn't put really long ones on it because, you know, I was getting in and out of the driveways. They'd always scrape. These shorter ones would always scrape. Now that I got the air ride, I can pump it all the way up. I don't have to worry about scraping. So, what do y'all think? You think I should put some longer fishtails? Let me know. Put a comment below if you think I should or I shouldn't. Other than that, I think the only thing I'm going to do to it, and I say it's a done motorcycle, like I don't want to do much to it, and I really haven't done much to it in the last couple of years. I think I want to put the old school box right here, the toolbox that goes right here. You can get it chrome, and then it has like the lines on it, kind of like a throwback to the old knuckleheads, the old flatheads that have the toolbox there. I like that look. I think it's cool. Being as I can't afford a flathead or a knucklehead, I might as well make my twin cam look like one. So I think I'm gonna put a toolbox there. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think it'll look pretty spiffy. Longer fishtails and a toolbox. So that's you know, that's all. That's really it, because it's pretty much perfect the way it is. Now the switch is starting to go bad. If I leave it out in the sun without covering it up, usually I take my hat off and try to prop it up, or my helmet because if it sits out in the sun, the switch gets hot and it doesn't want to connect every single time. And Harley Davidson wants $243 for a new switch, and it's just the switch. It's just that. It's rather ridiculous, to be honest with you, for just a switch for this bike. $243. If you guys, you know, I'm gonna tell you the story of how I acquired this bike. If you guys already know the story, well, you know, fast forward. I had just come back from Saudi Arabia, had some money in my pocket. I actually went to Harley Davidson of Savannah trying to buy a bike. They didn't want to sell it to me. I had cash. They wanted to finance it to a soldier. If you guys know, Harley Davidson of Savannah is probably the worst Harley Davidson dealership in the country, I'd probably say. Definitely the worst one that I've went to or been to, had to deal with, or went in there and tried to buy bikes from. Anyways, I digress. I tried to buy a bike there. They didn't want to sell it to me. So I found another place that was selling some bikes. I went there one day to look at a Street Glide, and the owner of the place took the Street Glide to the doctor's, so it wasn't there. The lady in the office said, well, you want to look at the other bikes we have for sale? I said, sure. When I walked around, a lot of those bikes were pretty beat. Nothing that I was really interested in. But way over in the corner, I saw a black and white deluxe. This bike. And I have always loved a black and white deluxe, or just a deluxe in general. My fascination started with them. I worked on Hunter Armory Airfield for, oh well, almost 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. And one of the guys there had one, and he had straight pipes on it with some ape hangers. It just looked amazing. Sounded great. And I always just loved it. And when I was married, my ex-in-laws lived next to a guy that had a blue and white deluxe, and that bike was just beautiful. It was more stock than anything, but it was just that look. So I've always wanted one. Never had the money to buy one because, you know, I was married and had kids and couldn't afford it. But when I got back from Saudi Arabia, I had money and I was divorced, still have kids, and I could afford it. So I went over and looked at it, talked to the lady. Lo and behold, I bought the bike, and that's when I started doing all the modifications to it. And it started with handlebars, the exhaust got done first, the rims came eventually, and then the intake. The last thing was the air ride, and then the legs, the chrome legs. And let me tell you, the chrome legs, they were no joke. Not an easy task. It's starting to sprinkle outside, so I'm going to wrap it up in here in the garage. So that's my Softail Deluxe, also known as Charleen. Like I said, let me know what you guys think about the extra long fishtails, the toolbox going on the side. I think it'll look pretty swell if I do that to it. And even if it doesn't, even if I don't, it still looks just fine. So if you guys want to catch the first video I did, it's not that good, but I'll link it up here and you guys can check it out, look at it, critique me, see how much more handsome I've gotten over the last 2 years. But yeah, so if you like this kind of stuff, you know, motorcycles, old cars, four-wheeler stuff, basically anything that I have an engine that I can work on and ride and enjoy, that's what I do videos on. So like you guys do at the end of all my videos, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when more videos are coming out. There will be an intense detailing video eventually on this when I'm not at work working on junky helicopters. Well, I shouldn't say junky helicopters because they're not really junk. I just don't like working on 145s. So there, you know, there's that. So like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And like always, till next time, thanks a lot.